my name's Debbie. I'm the Director of Product for Kentico, and today I'm here to talk to you about the product vision, strategy, and roadmap for Xperience by Kentico, with a particular focus on the fiscal year 2024, so that you have a better understanding about what's coming. But before we do that, I just wanted to start with the challenge that our product is designed to solve for our marketers. So at Kentico, we have pretty much dominated the mid-market for about 18 years now, and that's an awful lot of experience with content editing teams, digital marketers, and digital agency partners like yours. We know that a lot of the marketers are actually competing with much larger competitors who quite frequently have bigger budgets and larger teams to be able to execute on their digital marketing strategy. And on top of that, they need to not only compete with them, but they're also having to deal with this increasing number of digital marketing channels that are popping up all the time within the market that they have to be experimenting with and deciding whether it's something that is really going to be able to deliver better engagement with their target audience. And because they have all of these different channels to be able to manage, of course, there is the prerequisite huge number of MarTech tools that they have available as well. And because these marketers really do have to watch their pennies a little bit more carefully, they need to make really good selections of their MarTech tools to make sure that the tools that they do invest in are really going to deliver the maximum value for their investment. So what is the product division? For those of you who haven't been listening to the videos and the other webinars that we've been doing, or indeed haven't visited our website recently, let's just imagine what the product vision could be. So for these kinds of marketers that we've just been talking about, they're really looking for a solution that's going to be really easy to work with, that has all the tools that they need and helps them to reach the audiences that they're trying to reach across all of those digital channels. And they really want to be able to do it through one platform as much as possible. Also, from a developer perspective, they also want to be able to work with a product that's easy to use and enables them to get their clients to market faster. And both of these particular personas, regardless of whether they're a marketer or a developer, they really want to be able to flexibly grow the platform to be able to deliver much better long-term value. But also help them build a really strong long-term relationship as well together. So this is really our vision for Xperience by Kentico, a product that's going to deliver customer value fast, empower marketing teams to do more for themselves, provide developers with the capabilities that they need to establish this digital marketing ecosystem that their clients really, really need, and something that enables that takes away a lot of that daily grind from the marketers' work. So we want to do all of this so that they can respond fast and effectively and win the hearts and the minds of their target audience, because if the end clients are winning, then our partners are winning, and we are too. So in order to deliver the key benefits that you can kind of see here on your screen right now, we have to think and act strategically in terms of the way we design and build the product. And that takes me to the 4 strategic pillars of Xperience by Kentico. These are the Xperience by Kentico strategic pillars, strengthening what customers love about us in terms of making sure that we build upon all of the great things that Kentico is known for, and making it even better and stronger. Embracing multi-experience, increasing speed and productivity for both marketers and developers, and accelerating the cloud journey. I'll very quickly just whiz you through each one of those so you get a little bit of an idea of what they're talking about. So strengthening what customers love about us, unified platform, easy to use, visual editing capabilities, extensibility, customizability, and low code, no code. From a multi-experience perspective, it's really about the dynamic channel management, ability to consolidate multiple channels and manage them all from one location. Cross-channel content distribution, personalization, tracking, analysis provides huge amount of reusability of your content and great return on the content, on the investment of your content itself. Centralization of the content also means that you can distribute it across those channels easily. expansion of the digital ecosystem as well with built-in hybrid headless capabilities. In terms of increasing speed and productivity, we're investing definitely in making the product faster and a lot more efficient to use. For anybody who started looking at the user interface, you will definitely see that we've already made some great strides in this particular direction. We've invested a lot in the modern technology frameworks such as React and .NET, and you may have also seen in previous presentations from us that we are starting to invest more in AI and automation capabilities. So to be able to transform content quite quickly and easily, I can imagine translating things, changing them from one form to another, adding different formats, for example. All of these types of things are included within what we call IRA, so the Artificial Intelligence Recommendations and Automation. And IRA can also help you automate repetitive tasks and to be able to optimize recommendations going further into the future. All of these things would also help to support any new capabilities that we're adding into the platform, which means the marketers will be able to achieve even more value by understanding more about what they can do within the platform. And last but certainly not least, we continue to support our customers on their journeys to the cloud or within the cloud. And we still, however, for those of you who are not ready to go with a SaaS solution, which we have provided for Xperience by Kentico for the first time, but you can also continue to self-manage it as well. So if you have your own preferred cloud service provider, then obviously you can run your DXP within that particular subscription. Or you can go with our SaaS one, which will be able to deliver faster setup times, automated deployments between those environments. Obviously, it's secure and scalable, and we provide support for auto-applied updates and 24/7 support services. So giving you lots of options within your portfolio to be able to deliver the right kind of solution for your customers' needs. Within the product team, we also understand that determining the customer product fit can sometimes be challenging, particularly when you have a product that is delivering new features and capabilities all the time. And with Xperience by Kentico, we are releasing regularly, pretty much almost monthly, and we are bringing lots of new things to the market. We also need to remember that the architecture, the APIs, the approaches, the user flows, and even the use cases that we're solving with some of these features are often quite different from previous versions of the Kentico product, as well as potentially different from the competitors as well. So in order to better assist partners such as yourselves in identifying customers and projects that are a suitable fit for Xperience by Kentico at different points of its lifetime, we have introduced the concept of future target states that are loosely associated with what we refer to as the digital experience maturity model. So if you haven't heard of that yet, the DEM, or the Digital Experience Maturity Model, looks a little bit like this. Essentially, all of the experience and research that we've been doing has helped us to define kind of guidelines for assessing where the marketers are at any stage of their digital experience maturity. Now, the model doesn't just help tell you kind of what kinds of capabilities they might need at a relatively high level, but it also enables you to really kind of think about what kinds of capabilities the marketers are after in the level of maturity that they're at. And this will enable you to tailor, say, for example, product demonstrations or your pitch to them, and also kind of talk to them about how they might be interested in growing their marketing capabilities into the future, so that you know how to plan out what their roadmap might look like with you, so they're going to get more value out of the product. You might be able to assess what kind of approach they might take to, for example, authoring content, and that will really help you to have those conversations in the first pages of the journey with a new customer. So as you can see, we span quite a number of different types of teams within the digital experience maturity model. So from the hamlet, as you can see at the top, right through to the metropolis, what we refer to. And this means that we have to design a product that is delivering to not only the hamlets, the really small, potentially one-person marketing teams, right through to the metropolis-sized marketing teams that have a lot of expertise and quite a diverse number of people to be able to deliver rich kind of advanced digital marketing capabilities and managing complex channel ecosystems. Our target customer profile is primarily the town and city customers, and you'll be able to see that our product strategy is aligning with that objective as we go forward. If you want to know more about the digital experience maturity model, we have a lot of resources available. You can find articles on the topic. You can also go to the dem.kentico.com site, where there is a calculator that will help you to guide your end clients through assessing where they are today, and it will help you to plan where they might want to grow their business in the future. So now that you understand the vision, the strategic pillars, and the spectrum of our target market customers, let's talk about the actual execution of the product roadmap itself. So I'm going to walk you through the strategy and the roadmap for the fiscal 2024. To help you assess who the right customers might be for Xperience by Kentico at specific points of time in the roadmap, we're shaping it to deliver sets of capabilities that are crafted for an increasingly mature customer profile. So as you are most likely aware, we will have a major release before the Kentico Connection event in October, November this year. And according to the digital experience maturity model, the capabilities set at that point will be targeted more for the hamlet and village customers. However, the multi-channel, multilingual capability will enable us to start attracting some of the bigger, less digital marketing focused end clients. So our focus at the moment is to make sure that we have those strong foundations on which to build an increasingly more multi-channel value product for our customers in the future. And of course, we are very keen to start working with our partners on your very first projects and helping you to understand the product and its strengths and value and benefits that it's going to be able to deliver to your customers. With the fiscal year 2023 now behind us, we have spent an awful lot of time researching the market and partner needs for the next fiscal year and beyond. And we've had to make some hard decisions in order to determine what we were going to focus on in the fiscal year 2024. So we have decided that investing in our content management strengths, as well as multi-experience and automation capabilities, is going to be our focus for this year as we build the value for our end clients and also for you, our partners. As a result, any investments that we are going to make into the AI capabilities will be very carefully selected in order to make sure that it's really going to deliver time-saving value to the editors. Our cloud investments are going to continue on par. And looking ahead to fiscal 2025, obviously we can expect that investment ratio to shift as we focus more on scaling, optimization, and the more advanced digital marketing capabilities for a more mature customer from the digital experience perspective. Now let's talk specifically about the roadmap. For every 6 months, Kentico will officially refresh and communicate the roadmap. These will be the points where we will be actively seeking partner advice on our future plans and priorities. These inputs, of course, are taken into account as we refresh the roadmap. But of course, it is a rolling roadmap, and minor changes are going to be regularly updated and reflected in the public Kentico Roadmap, which is at this particular URL here, so roadmap.kentico.com. But I'll show you how to use that a little bit later. At the moment, the Kentico development team is working on a really large piece of work that's going to be introduced in the product as a major version at the beginning of October. This is why you might have seen fewer outputs over the last few months. It's a very large piece of work, as I mentioned, and at a superficial level, it can be referred to as the multi-channel support, but in reality, it's an awful lot more than that. But before I dive into the October major release, I just wanted to mention the August and September refreshes. where we will be providing capabilities for filtering in the Content Hub and listings, and also we will be introducing native search in the form of lucene.net. These capabilities will be delivered in 2 installments, so the bulk of the capabilities being provided in August, but with some additional enhancements being delivered in the September refresh. So that's something to look out for. I know a lot of you have been definitely looking forward to it. But back to the October major release. This piece of work that we've been undertaking is going to enable us to shift from the more traditional site-based web-centric approach to the new one, which is more focused on content, customer data, and particularly the channels. Because all of these are used to serve the content and to be able to track interactions between them. So as a result, we do anticipate changes on how the content is structured within the database and changes to the APIs for content delivery and management. Numerous applications are also being enhanced at the same time to be able to support this new capability. And through this work, we're going to be gaining the ability to add and manage multiple websites and email channels with multilingual support and management across all of these channels. And of course, it will enable us to extend to other content distribution channels as well, providing analysis, optimization, personalization support across the entire ecosystem in the future. In addition, this release is going to introduce the first steps of our IRA initiative that I mentioned earlier, to use automation and artificial intelligence to help make marketers' lives more efficient and more productive. As most of our customers collaborate and generate the body of their content outside the DXP, we will be gradually investing in smart capabilities that will enable them to speed up the tasks that they undertake within the platform itself. So we're not actually just adding AI for the sake of the hype. We're actually taking a very measured and very customer-focused approach to what it is that we are delivering within the platform. Starting from October 2023, we progressed to the next top priority capabilities, what we're referring to as our priority ones, and these ones will go into development then. The production, headless, and workflow capabilities, however, are larger efforts that are going to be delivered incrementally, but the first set of functionalities are expected to head into the product over the course of the first 3 to 4 months of development post this major release. Once these capabilities are delivered, of course, we will move on to the priority 2 and then the priority 3 capabilities throughout the course of the fiscal year. These capabilities are considered to be very important, we know, for partners such as yourself that are starting projects with customers of more of a town profile, according to the digital experience maturity model that we looked at earlier. And while you can see that the priority 2s are really focused on a lot more of the developer persona, we will continue to enable the digital marketers by providing the visual builder for composing emails, in addition to the capabilities that we will already have from October. But also we will be looking into the automation of in terms of delivering those experiences to their customers in the priority 3 of the roadmap. So as you can see, we will be shifting from more of a content management focus in the early part of the fiscal year to a more digital marketing focus by the end of the fiscal year, so that we can really start to focus on those more advanced capabilities needed by the larger customer projects. But looking further afield, because I know everybody's always really interested in where we're actually going with the product into the future. Looking into the future, we are going into that third stage, that third future state that I was talking about earlier, which is where we start optimizing for scale. So these are the more sophisticated or more complex projects, shall we say, which are really focused on larger marketing teams and more advanced digital marketing capabilities. And this is just a sample set of candidates that are currently under research and consideration by the product team. So back to the public roadmap, where to find it and how to contribute to it. As I mentioned earlier, the URL is roadmap.kentico.com. And when you go there, you will be able to see something that looks a little bit like this. You will see that there are multiple tabs across the top. The strategic pillars, of course, talk about those 4 strategic pillars that I mentioned earlier. The F FY 2024 priorities refer to the priority 1, 2, and 3 capabilities that we were discussing a little bit earlier as well. So you can have a look on there to see what is planned next. The next refreshes, if you can see on the left of the screen, will be able to tell you what's coming within the next 2 or 3 refreshes ahead of us. So you will also see not only the big ticket items that are appearing on the FY Priority 2024 list coming through in these refreshes, but you will also see some little delights that we might be adding for either the marketer or developer personas that really kind of enhance the usability of the product. So look out for those in the refreshes. There's a little bit of a nice surprise for you. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the released tab, which is where we put the capabilities that have gone from the refresh screen into the released phase. So it means that they are now in the product, and you'll be able to go into our documentation, take a look at the resources on the partner portal, and really familiarize yourself with the new capabilities that we've added to the product. So that's how the roadmap works in terms of being able to understand what's happening and when. And last but not least, I just wanted to familiarize you with the product management team, just in case you haven't had the opportunity to speak with all of us yet. As a team, we specialize in different aspects of the product domains. So I'm currently responsible for the content and cloud domains. Dave Komarek is leading all things headless, multi-experience, and digital marketing. Martin specializes in AI and automation aspects of our product. Andre is focused on integrations and commerce, and David Slavik specializes in platform capabilities. He also leads the ongoing development of our KBank demonstration capability and leads the data migration toolkit activities as well. Of course, if you're not quite sure who to contact, you can always just contact the product management email address that you can see on the screen, and then the appropriate person will respond to you. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and I look forward to being able to tell you more about the product roadmap and all of the other capabilities related to Xperience by Kentico in the near future.